It is the greatest motorsport event on the planet. It is a true test of man, woman against machine. The Great Leveller. Who can last more than 24 hours around a French city circuit? Hello everybody and welcome to live coverage of qualifying for the 2021 89th running of the Le Mans 24-hour race as well. We're bringing you both of the qualifying sessions live. This is the first qualifying. Tomorrow we will have the hyperpole as well. And then we'll have highlights of every single free practice session. And then, of course, later on Sunday and Saturday for the main race, 12 hours will be coming to you live and 12 hours will be coming to you in highlights as well. Mainly because it's impossible for me to do the entire 24 hours commentating on myself non-stop. I can just about manage 12 hours when anybody helps me. But alongside me in the commentary box for this first session, well, I say first, it's the second session of the day, and it's not free practice 2. This is qualifying. Megan, out of the massive entry here that we've got across the hypercars, the LMP2, the LMGTE Pros, and the AM category as well, we have a lot of cars ready to head out onto the track. A maximum of 62 cars across this one as well. And today, we're going to set the grid, apart from the top 5 in each category as they go into the hyperpole tomorrow. What are you expecting to see as we cross in the next hour of qualifying? A lot of action, or are they going to save it?
I would think maybe a little bit both.
Yeah.
I think maybe some cars will just be like, okay, we need to save this car so that we don't mess it up before the race and don't know how long it can take to repair any damage. And some cars maybe just like, let's just get all the bad laps out of the way now. Yeah, just absolutely go for it straight away. No risk, no reward, I think is what they used to say, wasn't it, as we get ready for qualifying. A reminder, this qualifying session coming up, it's 1 hour in duration. So that's it, just 1 hour for these drivers, 3 in each team in order to get them out onto the circuit. We have a plethora of screens as well available to us and to you as well that we will give you across the next session as well. But alongside us, if you want to watch, it's available on the WEC.com, where you can buy them the whole weekend. It's available on Eurosport as well throughout the weekend. That's where our coverage is coming from, as well as we get ready for the start procedure, which is 2 minutes away, and then we will go green. Qualifying, and then later on this evening, it's a second practice session as well, but that second session will be coming to you tomorrow before the hyperpole segment. Ian Burch will join me for hyperpole, and then, of course, on Saturday, we'll have a rotation of commentators. I'll be in the chair, Megan will be in the chair, Ian Burch will be in the chair as well. We're even trying to get other people to come into the comms box and have a conversation with us as we get ready for the session to get underway. It's going to be an absolute mad one, and you know it as well, because whenever something happens, it's usually quite good. So let's just move over as well to the graphic side of things. There's your countdown, 1 minute and 5 seconds until the green light goes on. There you can see as well, I believe, if my information is correct there, the Richard Mille Racing Team is first in line out there on the track in the LMP2 cars. 50 seconds to go until the green lights. And Megan, another thing as well, as we take a look at the YouTube chat, which is coming in as well. Hello to Arjun as well. How are you as well? I am very well, thank you very much. And yourself, Megan, how are you? I feel okay. Bit tired, and yet I don't know why.
How nervous are you coming into this one for the session to get underway?
A bit, yeah. Don't think I've ever commentated on anything Le Mans before.
I've done Le Mans now for 6 years, but we've never actually done anything live on YouTube before. So this is a complete first time for everything, as the cars are going to head out onto the track shortly as well. Just an hour for practice for qualifying, as it used to have changed as well since what it was before. But we are getting ready for the green light to go on. And there's the green flag, and we are underway. Let's hear from our race director.
Qualifying session has started.
And we're green.
And we are underway. Qualifying is go for the 2021 Le Mans 24-hour. 62 cars head out onto this track as well. And this is going to be something special because what used to be a couple of years ago as well, the entire field heading out there for 3 two-hour segments, it was condensed at the start of the pandemic in order to have a hyperpole segment. And that means that we will now have just 1 hour of pure qualifying. And then we will have the hyperpole, which is 40 minutes tomorrow in order to set the grid. But this locks in pretty much 3/4 of the field coming into this one. And amazingly, Megan, already cars heading out to the track as they head up towards the Dunlop chicane. More of what you see at Le Mans in the MotoGP side, because this is on the Bugatti circuit, before they go off into the French town as well, down the Mulsanne Straight, into the chicanes as well. And my favourite corner on the track, Indianapolis, because so many times we've had cars flying off there onto the track as well. But it is a great one. As they head out then, just 58 minutes left. You can see the clock is set up above us as well. That is set up for the 24-hour race, where it will tick down. To explain to you what's going to happen at the Le Mans 24-hour race, we will have the first 2 hours live, then we will have 3 hours highlights before doing another 2 hours live, 3 hours highlights, 2 hours, 3 hours, so on. The last 4 hours of the Le Mans race is live here on YouTube with all of our battle screens enabled as well. Let's go back over to the chat because we don't miss anything as well. Arjun says, are you tired because of the 24-hour stream? Megan, or is it just mentally tiring you out? Because I'm going to be up for 24 hours, but you're going to be up for quite a lot of it.
I'll try to be up for quite a lot of it. But it's just because I go to bed really late and I had to wake up early today, didn't I?
You did, for a reason I can't remember. Oh, that's because the shower got repaired. Yeah, I remember now, yeah.
Hallelujah.
Add onto the track in the number 8 Toyota Gazoo Racing as well. This is the first year of the new hypercar format as well. And in the hypercars, you can see the 2 Toyotas, 7 and 8. The Alpine as well. The Matmut car as well. And the 2 Gahines Racings out there as well in the 708 and the 709. Next year, we've got more hybrids coming into it as well. Well, I say hybrids. That was the LMP1 hybrid category. This is hypercar, hydrogen energy, fueling them as well, and the noise surprisingly still there. There's the United Autosports. Now they actually led in the LMP2 category this morning, but not with that car. They led with the 22 out there as well. The United Autosports USA team, they clocked in a 3:29.441.
Light mean.
And the light means green. Oh, that's actually a wrong board because it's green light. And when that light board is supposed to be there, that means hold position, don't go out the track. So that board in the wrong position, because as you can see on our data screens in front of us, it is green flag conditions out there.
I know, I was thinking, why is that woman holding up that board when they can clearly see that there is a light?
Sophia Flörsch is out there at the moment in the number 1 car for the Richard Mille Racing team. Sophia making her second attempt at the Le Mans 24-hour. We're watching the Toyota Gazoo Racing. Sebastian Buemi, Kazuki Nakajima, and Megan's going to flinch at this one, Brendan Hartley.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Brendan Hartley in contention out there on the circuit as well.
I've just seen someone who I know.
Yeah. Beitske Visser's out there, yeah. Beitska's out there as well. A lot more names, Megan, that you're going to be familiar with. Of course,
she first out as well?
She was. Yeah, Beitske first out on the track. For the
W Series.
I'm not sure if that's correct, actually, because the information we had on the screen was that it was Sophia Flörsch, but it looks like it is Beitske Visser, an all-female racing team as well for Richard Mille Racing. On board then for our first lap at Le Mans, and immediately we go away with it. The number 8 car, however, Megan, you can relax. It's under the control of Sebastian Buemi. No. According to... Well, our 2 monitors aren't making sense at the moment. The official WEC timing screen says it's Sebastian Buemi. On this screen, it's Brendan Hartley. So while we while we find out exactly who it is...
If someone gets cursed, then I think we'll know.
It's Brendan Hartley. It's Brendan Hartley who is out there on the track right now.
Are we sure about that?
Yes, it's Brendan Hartley who is out there as well as Sophia Flörsch. Yes, confirmed to us now on this monitor here. So in the number 8 Toyota Gazoo Racing, it's Megan's old mate, Brendan Hartley, who every single time she was in the commentary box, something bad happened to Brendan. And now you're out there as well with Brendan racing for 24 hours. Are you going to be okay? And that is Coca-Cola, ladies and gentlemen, before anyone says anything. But seriously, are you okay with the fact that I didn't tell you Brendan was in it because I wanted to have that reaction live on air?
I feel like he's going to fall asleep from exhaustion at the wheel now.
Sophia Flörsch has got the first time on the board, a 3:56.910. Kamui Kobayashi on a 3:49, but they're on their out lap, so this now will set the grid, and then we'll officially see who's out there. Megan?
I think that's who's next up.
Who's next up on the board, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, certainly looks that way as well.
So this is next up for...
Well, we've got, at the moment, in the Duquini team as well, Tom Gomedy is out there as well. Delatraz out there in the third sector. Kamui Kobayashi in the number 7 Toyota. Well, that's confirmed then. This screen is right, which means it is Brendan Hartley out there at the moment, who is circulating. And we've also got, don't go anywhere, because we've got this battle screen as well that you'll see a lot throughout the weekend in terms of how many cars are out on the track running, how many cars are in the pit lane, and how many cars are out of the race as well. Along with the leaders in the Hyperclass, LMP2, GT Pro, the GTM, and then the contingency class as well, which has only got right now the 84 car in it, the 07 Gibson car. But this is the first time it's come on the board, so this is what we like to call the battle screen. This is what you'll see throughout most of our broadcasts as well. We'll flick between the YouTube chat, the big Comcam, and this battle screen, which we like to focus on for the weekend. And it's going to be fun. I'm enjoying this one, as we see. It's a long lap here at Indianapolis. That's where they are at the moment, through the half of the track. Now we've cut to the Porsche curves. Long lap here at Le Mans as well. Just over, if I can see my screens right as well. Are you ready for this one? The entire track lap around this circuit, about 3.5 miles. It's a long, long lap, yeah. And you've got to race around it in about 3 minutes 56. It's a quick one. Okay, first time's coming on the board then for qualifying. Gomedy crosses the line in number 30 for LMP2, does a 3 minutes 30.868. Team WRT with Lorenzo Delatraz at the wheel does a 3:34.33, goes faster and goes top. But Kamui Kobayashi does a 3:26.279 in the hybrid category. Brendan Hartley goes to P2 on a 3:27.671. The Alpine Elf Matmut car goes into third as well in the hypercar, a 3:29.682. Real-time racing with Norman Nato at the wheel goes fourth, 3:29.861. They're in LMP2, so it all starts to shift over at the moment as we look to the 92
Hold on.
Porsche. Kevin Estre in the GT Pro category.
So let's just look for Porsche and Kevin, when we'll see on which one of our timing screens is the right one.
Well, it's the 92 car with Kevin Estre. We can switch over to the GT Pro car. And I can tell you that this screen is right. This screen here is right. So this timing monitor is the correct one for us. But let's take a look. Fastest time at the moment is James Collado, 4 minutes 32.082 in. We've got a yellow out there on the circuit. So someone's off the track. Now, that's not a full course yellow or red flag, so they can still continue.
But it's
just
staying.
just that there's a yellow on the track. Not sure where it is at the moment. Kevin Estre does a 3:46. Oh, and it's a car in the wall. And we're trying to keep an eye out who
it's one of
is.
The reds. Is that a hybrid car?
No, it's the 48 car in the LMP2 category.
48.
And it's the IDEC Sport in the car. So the 48 IDEC car in the wall.
I'm just so glad it wasn't Brendan.
That's coming down to Tete Rouge. The let's listen.
4,
Full course
3,
yellow coming.
2, 1.
Well, he's lost that.
And it was Paul Lewis Chatterin who hit the wall as well. And that has brought out the full course yellow. He's gone through the gravel trap at the exit of Tete Rouge. And he's broken off the rear wing. And Megan, in a qualifying session like this, that is crucial because that's now put a full course yellow across the entire track. Nobody can improve on their time. But it takes so long to get them back into the pit lane under red flag speeds. This is really the quickest way to do it.
I'm just really glad it wasn't Brendan.
Yeah. So full course yellow in fruition.
When I saw that yellow, I did think, oh no.
We only managed 9 minutes exactly for green flag running. And it was Chatterin who crashed the car as well. Let's listen. Well.
Gearbox is broken, sorry. Gearbox is broken.
Gearbox is broken. So the gearbox, Chatterin reporting there to the IDEC team that the gearbox is broken. and they've only got 50 minutes left. They will not get that car back to the pit lane. They are going to qualify not only last in LMP2, they're going to qualify last overall. That is not what we needed.
At least they can fix these timing screens while it's yellow, can't they?
Yes, let's take a look then. Once again, coming through down the hill as well, through Tete Rouge, on board once again. And I've just got a feeling it's going to be a little touch of the grass maybe at the entrance. Yeah, turned in, lost the rear. Haven't seen the off-board angle ideally, and I think he did just touch the grass as well before flying off into the wall. There you go, there's the confirmation look for you. So full course yellow in effect out there. Kamui Kobayashi is top at the moment for the hybrids in the number 7 Toyota. In LMP2, it's the number 17th for the real team racing. Loic Duval set the fastest time there. In the LMGT Pro, it is Kevin Estre who set the fastest time in the 92 for the Porsche 911 RSR 19. And they also lead, the GR racing team leads in the Porsche 911 RSR for the GTE AM category. With Tom Gambe leading at the moment as well in the 86 livery out there as well. You can probably see that a lot easier than I can on my timing monitor. But this is the thing as well. We can also control it to show you exactly what we need to see and want to see and have to see it as well. No retirements so far. So let's go to the YouTube chat while we're under this yellow flag, the full course yellow. No one can improve their time with 48 minutes and 15 seconds to go. Good morning to the Grid Network. He says, listening while at work. Best way to listen as well there, Joe, as well. For this opening qualifying session of the weekend. And then also Synthol to say hello out there as well. Hello to Synthol and hello to everybody else listening and watching us as well for the qualifying session. Reminder that we will be live for both qualifying and the Hyperpole. Every practice session will be in highlights form, so giving you the best bits from every session. And the race itself, 12 hours will be live streamed as well with commentary, and then the rest of the 12 hours will be in highlights form. But the full details will be announced tomorrow at the end of the Hyperpole qualifying, what our broadcast plan actually is, because it goes 2 hours live, 3 hours highlights, and then the last 4 hours of the race are live here on YouTube. And I've got to contact a couple of people who could help me in the commentary box as well. G-Drive the best. Hello from Russia. Hello to Fox D out there as well. Hopefully you're going to enjoy this Le Mans coverage as well. And this is sort of like a beta year to see if next year we can do the whole 24 hours live. As well. So this year, 12 hours live, 12 hours highlights as well. But also, do join us for the highlights because it's nice seeing somebody else's reaction. And as I said, you get all these data screens as well throughout the race as well. We can flick, I'll show you, between the normal com camera that you can see if me and Megan have something important to say or to show. We'll come up to the big camera. You can see the track conditions down here always, as well as the top 26 runners over here as well. The second screen here, that's our YouTube chat. Hello to Brad as well. What is Le Mans? It's the greatest race on the planet. 24 hours around the streets of Le Mans in France as well. A true test of endurance as well. It's the 89th running, so that's why next year, the 90th running, we're hoping to be all live as well. So this is our YouTube live chat as well, where we can flick between and talk to everybody. And then this is our favourite screen of all. We call this one the battle screen. Gives us the track conditions, the live timing, and then the leaders of each class and how many cars are in and are out. We'll also be updating you with cars that retire via what Martin Haven introduced, which is the marker of doom, which basically means if any car retires during the 24 hours, we will cross it off on the marker of doom. Brad says, is Jenson Button winning? I don't think is Button still driving? No, he's not, according to the entry list. It's a very long entry list. It's 62 cars with 3 drivers each. It gets a while out there as well.
Wait, 62 times by 3, that is...
a lot of cars out there. A lot of cars.
Hold on. Jeez,
Megan's mind going. And they've removed the IDEX sport car from the wall down at Tete Rouge.
That's 186 drivers.
Yeah, and I've got to know every single one of their names, by Friday evening. Because Saturday morning, it's warm-up, and then bang, warm-up will also be live as well. Just to let you know. There's race control. I love race control. You get to see so much more information. Now we're seeing the CCTV camera as well, because the cameras will not be set up until The full course yellow is ending, by the way, in 25 seconds. The proper cameras won't be set up until Friday evening because they can't be there overnight. So the CCTV cameras will show us everything. And it's one of the greatest scenes you will see, which is the cars at night with the CCTV. It's fantastic out there as well. But right now, let's go to overall. The top three at the moment, they're all hypercars, believe it or not. Which is running similar to this morning. It's the 7 Toyota, the 8 Toyota, and the 36 Alpine. That was exactly how they ran this morning, bar the Alpine Elf Matmut car got into second place. The time this morning was a 3:29.309. The times in qualifying are 3:26.279. As the green flag is back out here at Le Mans, we can go back running, but everyone's now done slow laps, Megan. Before they can get back in and land on track, they've got to come back in.
I tell you what, the hybrid. Well, is hypercar hybrids?
Yes, the hypercar H, hypercar hybrid category, yeah.
Well, the
LMH,
hybrids,
the LMH.
they're all going quite fast.
Yeah. To give you an idea, it is the hypercar format, the LMP2, the LM GTE Pro, and the LM GT Am. So throughout the session as well, we'll be calling it LMP2, GTE Pro, GTE Am, and Hypercar as well. We're currently looking at the Am category, which is the amateurs out there as well. Domination so far in the past couple of years came from Dempsey Proton Racing in the 77 car as well. With Christian Reed, Evans and Campbell at the wheel as well. And they were superb a couple of years ago when they won Le Mans. I can remember commentating at the time as well for the highlights that we used to do in YouTube. I think it was 2019 when Dempsey Proton won. And the screams, Patrick Dempsey, the actor as well, who owns the team as well with Proton, was out there going crazy. There's the Matmut car. Vaximir is out there just at the moment. I think they're going to change. Nicolas Lapierre doesn't like changing over. Nick de Vries as well will also be making a run. Yeah, the world champion of the ABB Formula E Championship as well. You'll see quite a familiar one as well. Rene Binder back there. Antonio Felix da Costa is racing as well for the Jolter squad out there. He's in their 38 car. 12th running at the moment, 3:21.297. Tom Blomqvist, yeah, he's out there as well.
Robert Kubica.
Yeah, Robert Kubica racing. Megan's enjoying this one. Hello to Jose who says, Megan, saludo from Peru, I believe. Salute to you. Hello. And hopefully you're having a fantastic evening as well over there. And you can see in the group chat as well. Hello to you all. Thank you very much for joining us for qualifying as well. Many people as well love the alternate commentary of the Radio Le Mans squad and their commentary box cameras for the 24 hours. Unfortunately, they're not on site this weekend, but I don't see why they can't do what we do and just have the combox cam on as well all the time. It makes perfect sense. But this is the battle computer, and we like seeing the battles out there. We're riding on board now with the 63 Corvette Racing in the GT Pro category, just on an outlap down the back of the Mulsanne Straight before coming into the first of the chicanes. Cut back to the pit lane with the two Robbins squads up there. This is I can't see the number just on the front there, so I'll have to... Megan's nicked my chat map here. Thank you very much.
36, I think it is.
The SO24 Jeribo by Graf
39.
as well. With the two Robbins and Caliper, the 39 car out there as well.
I was close.
The French, the local boys out there as well. But everyone's eyes are on Alpine this weekend as they make their debut at Le Mans. Used to be the Renault squad, of course, but then they rebranded to Alpine. Alpine in the hybrid hypercar category as well. Looking quite good.
Do you know, I had to find the...
Malix is out there now, the 708 and hypercar.
I had to find Alpine in a word search the other day.
Did you really?
Yeah, I was like, oh.
It doesn't the Hungarian Grand Prix for F1 seem so long ago now?
Yes.
I know, it's so long as well. You forget it all.
I keep thinking, when was the last F1 race?
Yeah, a long time ago.
I keep having to do the trivia on the team's Instagrams. I'm just like, okay,
refresh yourself.
So I got like 3 for that one, which is bad.
Coming across the line then, the two hypercars and the 708 car goes into 4th place with a time... Well, I can't see this in the hypercar interval. He goes into 4th in the hypercars, but actually on the running order, he's down in 41st place as well. That's the Richard Westbrook out there as well. His time was 6 minutes and 20 seconds, Megan. That's an astonishingly slow time out there,
Jeez.
according to this monitor. faster than the air. So that's a very, very long time to keep a thing out there on the track. The LMP2s, Loic Duval, currently out there as well, still going quick in the 70 for the real-time racing, just holding by.
Do you know, I got a really good score on a seatbelt one.
A seatbelt?
Yeah, apart from Formula 1 things. I think I did it earlier on today, so I'll see if I can show you.
Blue flags for slower cars to get out of the way on their non-qualifying laps, of course. One of the only racing series in the world, of course, the Endurance Championships, where you have effectively three different types of cars racing. You've got the faster hypercars, you've got the P2 cars as well, and then you've got the GTE cars out there as well. And the battle always is, well, it used to be in the 1960s, of course, it was the GTE cars that were the dominant ones and were out there as well. Winning, of course, the Ford versus Ferrari story as well, the McLarens even. And ever since the McLaren as well came into fruition with the McLaren F1 in the 1994, 1995, 96, 97, all that years as well, it sort of moved on, and ever since then they became spaceships of racing cars as well, and a true testament to speed here at Le Mans. But I always enjoy the battles in the GTE categories more than the hypercar and LMP2, because usually what happens, the hypercars disappear to the front, Toyota usually lead the way. LMP2 has some excitement, but that takes a while to really zhuzh up a little bit. But the GT cars, Megan, they are side by side, constantly battling for position, changing side by side. It is fantastic. Speaking of which, the 7 Toyota Gazoo Racing of Mike Conway at the wheel, currently at the line, as well as his first sector time is quick. He's 4/10 down at the moment on his own best time, but Richard Westbrook just comes across the line, improves for his 709 car, does a 320.289. Sorry, a 330.289. Our timing monitors really need to be better as well. They are a bit small as well to see the actual things. I wonder if I can zoom in.
I was actually thinking maybe I could make the entry list a bit bigger.
Probably. Ah, look, there we go. That'll help. Zoom in a little bit to tell us who's who. But still at the moment, Toyota Gazoo Racing leading the way. 37 minutes and 45 seconds left. 22 minutes have gone past as well. As we're here, then we see the LMP2, the Team 40, the 41 car, the Team WRT, Delatraz at the wheel, and so far he's up in the first two sectors with personal and then fastest times. He's gone purple. He's 4/10 faster at the moment as he comes through the Porsche curves. Can he find anything towards the line in order to have a competitive time? Just keeping our eyes on that timing monitor. Right now as well, it is the real-time racing of Loic Duval on a 3:29.861 with the fastest time. What can we see from LMP2 and the 41 squad? They're running fifth at the moment. Delatraz crosses the control line, stays fifth fastest with a 3:31.96, so not improving on the board either. As we now pick up these beautiful Toyota Gazoo Racing, the hypercars as well. The first year of hypercar at Le Mans. And they're quieter than what we expected, but they're still very loud. There's the 26G Drive Racing. Nick de Vries is up. He's up by 5/10 in the first sector, and he's up by 8/10 in the second sector. Jeez. Nick de Vries absolutely running away with it as well. Here comes into the Ford chicanes before coming into Recruitment for Mike Conway in the number 7 Toyota. He's down a second. There's a yellow out there on the track. Let's see across the line. Conway doesn't improve. Now, where's this yellow?
Please don't be Brendan. Please don't be Brendan.
8:20. No, Brendan. I think. No, Brendan's still. Actually, yeah, Brendan's out in the car, so we'll keep an eye out there on what's happening.
Please don't be Brendan. It's a crash. I feel it.
Well, it hasn't gone full course yellow just yet. Sebastian Buemi's taken over. Sebastian Buemi's taken over the number 8 car for Toyota Gazoo Racing. So Brendan Hartley gets a little break. All three drivers wanted to make some lap times out there as well. Nick de Vries improving up the order as well. He is looking really fast at the moment in the G Drive Racing as well as they come across the line. Where can de Vries go? He's 20th overall at the moment. Where does he jump to across the line? He goes pole for LMP2. What a time! 3:29.523, and the Matmut goes third for the Alpine as well. What, 3:28.262? But it is pole at the moment for the G Drive Racing. 3:29.523, and that's what's happened. One of the Aston Martins in the AM category has gone off the track, and
Westbrook.
I think it's Rich. It's not. Who is it? It's Paul Dallalama in the Aston Martin Racing. So and he's just lost it backwards coming down the hill. So that might trigger another full course yellows in order to retrieve that car from the gravel trap. They try and limit the red flags and the yellows as much as they possibly can in order for everyone to get a fair lap time. But right now, they're struggling out there. They really, really are. Richard Westbrook, 4th overall now in the hypercars, but he's running 5th as well in the running. And it's actually, Megan, down coming into the last into the first sector. So a slow zone.
Now.
So it's a slow zone in effect at the first sector. Now the track is split up into 19 sectors, and it is slow zone 1. Slow zone 1 has been activated in order to slow everybody down. No, I'm getting confirmation in my ears. It's slow zone 2. So slow zone 2 has now got have to rotate to the pit lane speed as well. And let's take a look at Sky Sports F1 commentator Paul DeResta, the 23 United Autosports. He still can complete his lap time because he wasn't where the slow zone was. Goes second in LMP2, does Paul DeResta. So PDR 3:29.830. Yamin goes across the line now. Next up in the 32 United Autosports. Delachaz out there as well in the 41 squad coming across the line. Delachaz might take pole actually out away from the G-Drive Racing as they come across the line, and does so with a 3:29.441. And they go fastest. So into the hyperpole, the top 6 from every category as well. And that now puts the 24 at risk. But it's the 41 in LMP2, the 26, the 32, the 23, the 70, and the 65 all going through at the moment in the LMP2 for hyperpole.
Right, so I wonder how long it's going to take for them to actually get that car off the track. And it's what actually caused him to spin.
Must have been a lockup, a real lockup of some form into the track, and just lost it in the backwards. Yeah.
Maybe a lockup and getting caught on the curbs.
Yeah, possibly. Yeah, probably mainly. Hello as well to Lidenza, says let's go Alpine. Absolutely out there. And from Adam as well. Adam Ramirez as well from the Grid Network show as well. Says, hi Joshua and Megan, enjoy the 24 hours of Le Mans. Thank you Adam as well. And hopefully, I know you're busy with NASCAR and I think IndyCar as well this weekend. But still, come and join us as well. In fact, we'd love to have you in the commentary box at some point of the 12 hours we're covering. 12 hours live, 12 hours in highlight form. So Eurosport got on an ad break, which means we can flick over to a different, the radio stream that's also going through our ears to give you more information. And now the yellow's been out for, well, it's been out, I can't see how long now.
Since 24.
Yeah. So everybody who's on a lap time now would have had to go through the slow zone.
Yeah.
So once again, we're in that situation where the lap's been ruined.
It was like 24:30.
Yeah. So that been ruined there as well, so they're going to have to slow back down again. Yellow flag in contingents. A reminder as well that the Le Mans 24-hour, the race on Saturday and Sunday, does not get stopped, so you will not be seeing the red flags come out. You will, however, be seeing the green flags, the full course yellow, and the safety cars. There are 3 safety cars at Le Mans located around the track in order to pick up the field, and it gets very confusing. But the race director does have the discretion to put everybody into one single train if the track needs extensive repair. Also, while we've got this little delay and we're live, not covering it in highlights, let's talk about the fact that it's rain predicted for Saturday, Sunday. And not just rain, thunderstorms as well. We haven't seen that at Le Mans for a couple of years. It could trigger a safety car start.
I hope that it does.
Just for the drama?
Yeah, because it'll be a nice start to it.
Yeah.
Quite dramatic.
I still want to get underway onto the green, though. Because I know, you know what usually happens is the safety car leads them around for one lap, then it's a rolling start with the French flag and the tricolor just waving across the line, and away we go for 24 hours. But I would really, really like the situation out there where we just have a go at the start. Let's have some drama, everything there as well. Dominico says W Le Mans as well. Yes, we're looking forward to it. This is the watch-along coverage for the sessions coming to it as well. More like the comcams you see from Radio Le Mans. Radio Le Mans, actually, where the idea was born to do watch-along commentary. on this channel as well. I was looking at them. Do you remember? And I was saying, let's do what they do. Let's have the graphics. Let's have the Comcam on us and just talk about it as well. As we've lost our timing screens at the moment as they come back to us. Still under the yellow flag here.
Hopefully they update.
At Le
Oh
Mans.
no, they haven't.
No, we've still lost one, however. So we'll see what that's about. As situation is still running. They've just come back to us, and we've gone green. So we're back to green flag running now with 29 minutes and 40 seconds to go here at Le Mans. And times now will begin to change positions as those who have crossed the control line can get on with a lap time, which I think is also the most crucial. Currently third in the standings, the Alpine. And the Matmut is, I think, into the pit lane. It is. And they're just changing over some tyres at the moment. Here's the 99 squad. Just changing over as well in the GT categories. And it looks like a driver change as well. So, one in, one out. You'll see that a lot over Le Mans, obviously.
I can just imagine just a driver just like, I'm too tired. You take over. I'm going to have a nap.
Well, you do have driving times as well. You have a maximum driving time you have to hit. And you can do no less and no more than that. So it usually it's a problem. So you see the 64 Corvette out there as well at the moment. Who's in control of the 64 Corvette? I would like to know. It's Nick Tandy, the ex-F1 driver from the late 1990s.
I can just imagine
out there as well.
All the drivers just like, okay, I'm going to go take a nap before my next drive. No.
Paul di Resta I think has swapped over in his car now at United Autosports in the 23 squad, because that does not look like Paul di Resta. I can tell you, Paul is long, and that does not look like it as well. The 23 squad, yeah. Oh no, it is. Going to this monitor, it might be a driver change happening in the pit lane that we just missed as well.
Is Brendan still out?
No, Brendan, I think, Sebastian Buemi now in control of the car. So
so he's going to have a nap.
I think Hartley did one lap of qualifying and then said, okay, I'm done. Brendan, Sebastian, out you go.
Brendan, Megan's in the commentary box.
Run. Yeah.
It's like, bye!
As well, there's a possibility as well with 723 people viewing us at the moment. So thank you everyone for watching us. As well, don't forget to like and subscribe and set all your notifications for the remainder of the weekend as well when we're live and with highlights as well. I think Brendan might have seen that you're commentating, and he does know that you have a curse to him as well, and has probably gone nope, and has done the 360 and just walked out.
It's like, oh, she's there. I'm just gonna go move.
Yeah. I'm going to do the Italia 24 hours. You lot can go there, the Mille. Sophia Flörsch on board now as she comes into Indianapolis in the #1 Richard Mille Racing Team. Coming down to Arnage as well. First gear down to 80 kilometers an hour. Full throttle at the exit as well. Back up as you approach the Porsche Curves section of the track and rejoin the main action. And Le Mans is an interesting one where you start to get to know it so well that when the night hits and the track is in complete darkness as well, it's like muscle memory. You don't forget it, but one little break in your concentration line and that's it. You're off the track.
I can just imagine a driver doing this like, are you still awake? Just like, yeah, sure.
Yeah, I'm sleeping. I do actually know, and one of the drivers as well here at Le Mans as well, they got out of the car, they had nowhere to sit, so they put their seat down on the floor, and because it's bolted to them, they fell asleep. It was like a perfect mattress. I think it was Martin Brundle in the Jaguar in the 90s as well. He fell asleep in the pit lane. You've got vroom, 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 all these cars going past you.
I'm too tired to care about that noise.
And Martin goes to sleep. Alex Brundle racing this weekend as well here at Le Mans. It's a pleasure to get to commentate on a Brundle live on YouTube. Usually they're just in the commentary box. And I always find hypercars more fascinating than Formula cars, just for the fact that you're effectively racing inside a bubble. And there's so much more data. The cockpit temperatures get hotter as well out there. It's fantastic. And it's only in recent years that we've seen the LMP2 cars start to have roofs, of course, because usually they were open-wheeled for LMP2. But it's changed over. Kevin Magnussen out there now. Stays 21st in the 49 car.
Magnussen?
Yeah, Kevin Magnussen, and racing with his father, Jan Magnussen, this weekend as well. So the two Magnussens race together.
Do you mean the people I drive like?
Yeah, you drive like Kevin Magnussen. And Jan was a bit more... Actually, no, think about it.
Restrained.
Yeah, you do actually drive like Kevin Magnussen, though.
I drive like a Magnussen.
There's a reason we haven't done a Le Mans challenge, commentator challenge between me and you. It'll be one lap shootout and it'll probably end up in drama. And then again, we have got to have something for the Sunday pre-show, so that could easily happen. We could easily do it.
Is there any way I can play as Kevin?
No, you can have your choice of cars, though.
I'll just shoot the same cars.
But this is a 3-minute, 30-second lap. Knowing what you're like, it'll take us probably over an hour to get to get to Indianapolis.
Yep.
Ugh, even worse out there. Conway still top then. Times beginning to neutralise out there as well. 24 minutes left of this only qualifying session that sets 3/4 of the grid. The top 6 from every category will then go through and take place in the Hyperpole segment tomorrow as well. And a few changes there as Megan to the brake pedals and the brake-by-wires and the suspension on the cars that you can change in the pit lane. And this is with the Jota squad with Antonio Felix da Costa
He's probably sleeping.
out there. Is da Costa on the track? Yes, he is, because this is the 21 squad out there as well. I thought that was a radio message that we heard. Yeah, it's a Dragon Speed USA squad in there as well at the moment as well. As here comes our timing monitors back, and all change once again. Team WRT has now gone pole with Robin Kubica for over there as well. Has that? Yes, WRT go to pole position in LMP2 with a 3:29.441. So that time's come out of nowhere, but as I'm sure you agree, Megan, a very welcome time out of nowhere. They kick off the 26 with Nick de Vries in the G-Drive Racing.
I'm so confused.
Remember, of course, this is not overall pole positions. We have to have a hyperpole session tomorrow that will set the grid, but this is pole in qualifying, and then you get pole in hyperpole at the end of it tomorrow.
This is like sprint qualies.
Effectively, yeah, but this is qualifying 1, and then tomorrow it's qualifying 2, but we call it hyperpole.
This is where they got the idea, isn't
Yes,
it?
this is where they got the idea. This is exactly where they got the idea. Da Costa now goes top in the Jota 38 squad, as Alex Brundle in the 34 as well. The Inter-Europol competitions out there at the moment. He's 8/10 down in the second sector and down as well in the Hyperpole target of a 3:29.835. And at the moment, the 34 squad, I can see are not in Superpole, Megan. Correct me if I'm wrong there. Can't see the 34s on the board in LMP2.
That's strange. They should be out.
Looking at it, the 34 squad is down in 22nd place overall and 17th in the LMP2. 18th now in LMP2. So Interpol, Inter-Europol competition, Inter-Europol competition are in trouble here.
It's a pole position, please.
That's exactly it. They're struggling to get into the Hyperpole segment of qualifying tomorrow. So they've got to remain cautious about what they do. The 708, the Glick Hands Racing out there with Dorini in control, the Brazilian coming up to the third sector now. He's a second off in sector 3, but he will make it through to the next segment of Hyperpole as well. Brundle doesn't improve, 3:49. He is 20 seconds off the time set for Hyperpole. Brundle shocking out there.
Come on. Martin, I can just hear Martin now just like, you've really got to hurry it up.
Hurry up, keep going. Martin won Le Mans back in 1990 in the Jaguar squad. Alex recently drove Martin's Le Mans winning car at the Silverstone Classic and won in that category as well for the old LMP cars. And he won. Top honours. And he said that the trophy's massive as well. It's about this. It comes up to here. And that's quite a way in the comms bar.
That's like the size of my legs.
It's the size of your legs, Megan. It's a very tall trophy.
And I have long legs.
You do have long legs. You've got the longest legs in the family, thinking about it. You've got loads of this seat cover dust on you.
Yeah.
Let's have a look at the 52 Ferrari AF Corsa with Serena at the wheel as well, the Brazilian. And he's up in the second sector. And he's up in the third sector. And does fastest time. Pole. Provisionally, of course, in the GT Pro category as well for the AF Corsa.
Woohoo.
Blue flags coming out there. Megan.
Woohoo.
Ferrari looking good here as well. Only the times from this morning's session as well with the 62 cars. Fastest lap time this morning, 3:29.309. That's the information. If we come into the big Combox cam, sorry, the wrong button. If we come into the big Combox cam, that's the information we get from each practice session. The whole list of drivers, cars, the category, the tyres they're on out there, the times, laps completed, the total they're out there, the gaps and the kilometres now. Megan's got
Should
the
I be able
entry
to
list.
read this from here?
No, I can't read that from there.
I can.
You have superior eyesight. The 22 United Autosports USA with Albuquerque at the wheel at the moment. He was 3/10 up in that first sector. He's a 10th down in sector 2. He's coming to the end of the lap now in sector 3. And he's got a Porsche in the way of Jimmy Bruni. Bruni, the XF1 driver, going the way as well. That's going to compromise the lap time. Let's take a look, though, at the Porsche GT team in the Pro category. The 91 of the Italian Jimmy Bruni, XF1 driver for Jordan and Minardi, comes across the line, doesn't improve, stays fourth, 3:47.624.
Do you know, every single time I hear someone say the Italian, I always want to put job at the end.
Yeah, the Italian job.
Yeah.
Well, this is the Self-Preservation Society. They're all going to get up there quite quickly. Philippe Albuquerque comes to the line, goes P12. The Portuguese driver with a great job there, but doesn't improve in terms of the LMP2 positions. He is 12th overall. And look at the gap for Superpole. The gap to across the line is separates about less than a tenth of a second. 0.095 separate 6th to 14th. In the LMP2 category to try and get them into the hyperpole sessions.
I don't know why, but I keep thinking there's going to be another yellow. There's going to be another.
Well, with 18 minutes to go, you may do. To give you the colour coordination, the red is the hypercar, the blue is the LMP2, the green is the GT Pro, the amber is the GTM category as well. And as you can currently see on your screens, the 7 Toyota leads the way at the moment. And there is a driver, as I said, Megan, that's one of the Ferraris. As well out there, falling asleep. It's the 51 Ferrari falling asleep at the moment. And currently at the wheel of that is James Collado, the British driver, who has fallen asleep in the middle of his Ferrari while it sat up on its air jacks. Oh, he's woken up now.
He's been kicked out.
Change down there at Toyota. I think that looked like Mike Conway getting in. But we'll keep an eye out as well. Conway on the screen was just out on the track, so it could be Kamui Kobayashi going out there. Kobayashi, a driver I've interviewed, of course, back at the Silverstone 6 Hours in 2018. We covered that race as well on Facebook at the time with highlights pre and post, and that was a great day. And it felt very weird because I'd gone from covering the Le Mans 24 Hours to then covering the next round and then doing nothing until the last round of the year in the Super Season, which was Le Mans. So I covered 3 of the 8 races that year. The closest I ever came to doing the entire season.
Jeez.
Still circulating out there. Harry Tinknell for Great Britain in the amateur category, but he's one of our star drivers. Comes across the line, does a 3:50.092. He goes into P4 of the AM category, and Darren van der Voort is out there as well. Van der Voort circulates P7 for the 72 Hub Auto Racing.
Van Dorn's doing this.
Van Dorn, yes, Van Dorn's out there as well. Albuquerque, Megan, is up in the 22 United Autosports car. 2/10 fastest in Sector 1, 10th fastest in Sector 2 as we lose our timings once again up here in the box. Every time a leader changes positions, like they refresh every 5 seconds. It's getting very hard.
Well, they're not doing a very good job at getting the right people.
No, they're not, are they? And there we go. There's our screens back operational at the moment up here in the box.
Apparently, it's Lopez first right now, which doesn't make sense.
So they have changed over then. So, yeah, with Vaxavir in for the Alpine Matmut car.
Who knows anymore?
Albuquerque coming up to the last couple of corners as well. Talk us through the sector times he's had so far, Megan.
Right, so far he's done a 10th faster than before, and in the second sector he's done a 10th faster, so it's doing good so far, getting top at each sector times. That's good.
If this is the 22 car, and I think it is, he's backed out yellow.
Oh, I told you it was going to be another yellow.
This isn't a full course yellow, this is just a local yellow.
Someone's probably just spun.
And it's in the first sector
I think that's
on
in
the track.
Same spot
Yeah, that's what it's looking like. No, let's take a look. Where is that on the track? It is it's the Ford chicane. No, it's the Dunlop chicane, top of the hill. Dunlop. And that's why it's the 85 off.
So spinning.
The 85 Ferrari off the track with Real Frey for the Iron Lugs. She has spun at the top of the hill. Now it's just in the gravel trap. She might be able to get out of that one and not cause a full course yellow, because at this time as well, that could eat into what is arguably the best track time to get into Hyperpole tomorrow.
Yeah.
No sign of the full course yellows.
I don't think it will be a full course yellow. I think she might be able to just wiggle free.
The last full course yellow lasted 6 minutes and 29 seconds. If that happens again now, it'll put us with only everyone being able to do an out lap and one flying lap, and the track will be chaos. Slow zone. Slow zone in effect. That's not what we needed. Zone 1 is now a slow zone, so that affects everyone finishing and starting their lap times. They may as well have got a full course yellow.
Why?
So this is now... this is slow zone.
Free.
Yeah, but now I suppose this gives everyone a chance to change over drivers as well.
Your turn.
22 gets out of the car, swaps over as well here at Le Mans. Welcome along. Let's give you the overall scores. It's the 7 Toyota from the 36 Alpine, the 8 Toyota, 1, 2, 3, and they're currently in the pit lane. The 38 Gilta, currently in the pits as well. That's under the command of Antonio Fitz da Costa. The 708 as well with Durini now comes into the pit lane for the... I can't pronounce their team name, can you?
Which one?
I'll give you an idea.
Glickenhaus.
The Glickenhaus Racing. See, this is why I love you in the commentary box, Megan. You're so helpful to me in so many ways. Let's take a look then what happened. Oh, and she dropped the rear, and that's so easy to do. We've seen it numerous times here at Le Mans.
Clip the back of the driver. She was behind.
Yeah, so that should just be a quick lift and drop off the track and then done, which looks quite good out there at the moment.
So I love this. It's just like, oh, it's your turn now. I'm going to nap.
Yeah, your turn. Out you get. In you get. This is what we love about Le Mans. Switch over of drivers as well as I think the slow zone. We never get told when it's coming in. We only just get told when it's coming out.
Yeah, it's just like, surprise.
Now they've restored her to the track. The 85 Ferrari is back on the track.
It looks to be okay so far. I think, yeah.
Yeah, and away we go. So the car's got going again. This will immediately retract the slow zone. But as soon as the tractor gets back to behind the barrier, we will go green again. So with 12 minutes and 38 seconds left of qualifying, this shouldn't affect us too much. Tomorrow it's Hyperpole, and that graphic at the top there that's currently saying Q will read HP.
Someone must have taken a new pole position.
Yeah. I think we're going green. No, it's still under yellow at the moment. Yeah, tomorrow it goes HP, which is Hyperpole, but it looks like Harry Potter.
Harry Potter?
Yeah. Did you put your name in the Le Mans goblet?
No, sir.
Overall as well, the two Jolters doing amazingly well.
Just one of your drivers to do it for you.
Is that
I was asleep.
Race control, slow zone will end.
Listen to it.
Hang on. Eduardo Freitas on the wall.
3, 2, 1. Slow zone 1 removed. Slow zone 1.
So the slow.
And away we go. The slow zone is removed. You just said Tom Gamewell slightly over the mics. He won't mind. Tom's been on this channel before as well, back at pre-season testing. And Tom's like, I've got him on the... I sent him a message saying good luck and everything, and I'll be listening in to you over the years as well, over the sessions. You and the Eurosport team as well. Hopefully, you're gonna have a great one as well, and hopefully, I'm really enjoying what's happening at the moment. It's gonna be a good one. Slow zone is over. We are back underway now. We're coming up to 11 minutes and 30 seconds to go of this session. This is really the nitty gritty, because for many of these cars that won't get through to Hyperpole, this is their starting position, and they've only had 3 hours of practice before going into this. And I know in Formula One they say, oh, that's all the time they have.
Yeah, but this is much longer.
Yeah, for Le Mans, 3 hours of practice for going into a qualifying session is basically like just crossing your fingers, crossing your toes, and having your lucky underwear on.
Yeah, it's like telling a Williams car, just like, go out there for about 10 minutes, see how you do.
Before it blows up. Yeah, not that good at the moment, is it? There's Davidson as well. Anthony Davidson, the other Sky F1 commentator out there as well. Davidson, if you remember, back in 2012, had a horrible flip here at Le Mans. A couple of years before the World Endurance Championship was formed, and it was just the Le Mans categories.
I seem to remember you telling me something about that, actually, when it actually happened. Though, I remember it being bad.
Yeah, he fractured his vertebrae and broke his back as well. So yeah,
Ooh.
complete. He was out this season actually for about 6 months in the Commons box as well. He didn't make it back to the end of the year.
A broken back can be quite painful and difficult to like.
Yeah, Ant
heal.
didn't make it back to the track until Austin. I don't think. I think America was his first race back. I know he wasn't in Japan. That was still Alan McNish as well out there.
I remember watching
Oh,
a YouTuber and he broke his back
And that's-
skydiving.
and there's the 42. Sorry, is that the 42 or the 48? I can't quite see it. It's the 48 in the LMP2 category, getting wheeled back in with sheets over it as well.
It
That's
kind of looks like the
that's who-
car version of telling it's died.
yeah, yeah. Of course, the 48 car was the IDEX Sport that crashed. It's 16th on the board in LMP2.
It's like,
Sorry, he's 16th overall. He's 11th in LMP2.
I can just imagine it's got no petrol. It's time.
Yeah.
Put the cover.
Well, it crashed earlier at the start of the session, remember?
Yeah.
And it completed one lap time before having another one done. That keeps refreshing. Every time it glitches, it keeps refreshing. So I keep having to drag it down for the viewers out there.
Why is there that one yellow thing there? Does it signify full course?
Yeah, that's when we went to the full course yellow. The rest of the sessions pretty much remain green. Let's take another look at this accident now with the IDEX Sport, the 48 squad, early on. Coming down now through to Tete Rouge before the Mistral Straight and just lost it rear back and touched the grass and then bang into the walls. That's gearbox done. And they're starting 16th overall. That's not as bad as... No, they're starting 15th overall, actually. So they've improved a couple of positions. I think more people are having penalties.
Are they doing better than Brundle?
Yes. Because Brundle, right now, Alex is down, way down, 24th overall and 19th in class for Alex Blundell.
Okay.
Brundle. Blundell's the other one. That's Mark Blundell, who was also a Le Mans winner, and I can get him on the phone if I need to because I've got his mobile number. So I can get Mark. I can get Le Mans winner Mark Blundell on the mobile if we need him.
So, let me just get this straight.
Yes, go on.
A car that crashed.
Can't take part in the moment of qualifying.
Yeah, a car that crashed.
Is quicker than the car that's been out there for the entire hour of qualifying.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty
It
much
was out there
yeah.
one lap, did one lap time.
Yeah.
And it's all of a sudden it's better than 40. There's 48 cars here, and it's doing better than what?
Well, it was 62, but
62.
on that screen there was 48. Yeah. I know. Mind-boggling, isn't it? That's how quick the LMP2 cars are, and they did manage to get a lap time in before crashing, so that's not bad. One good lap. That must have been the best lap. I tell you what, as well, they're going to be brilliantly there as well. Let's take a look down in the squad as well. Team principals as well, waving on. Hello, everybody. Out there, as we look at the high-class racing, the 23 with Sorensen as well, Marcus Sorensen, who is 2/10 up in the first sector, but then 10th down in sector 2. Must have got held up somewhere.
That must have been the most annoying thing because he's slow by literally
A 10th.
yeah.
Yeah. A single 10th of a second. That can be caught in the braking zone.
Yeah,
And he's got the
that
jolter.
single thing.
Yeah, the Tom Blomqvist and the jolter is just behind as well. Oh, 1,000th you mean for Tom Blomqvist? Yeah, I
Yeah.
thought you were on about Sorensen.
Yeah, though 1,000th a second, that must be so annoying.
Sorensen doesn't improve. He got held up too much by the 34 car in front of him. But I'll tell you what as well, Tom Blomqvist in the 28 Jolter, it's running 7th in the LMP2. It's on the verge of getting through. They're 5,000ths of a second away from the hyperpole situation. Blomqvist is now 1,000ths away from that across the line. 3:29.114 to beat. 3:29.612. He lost another 2/10, making him 4/10 in that. He lost 4/10 in that third sector.
Why?
Unbelievable. Oh, Francis in the group chat is absolutely potty at the moment about Delaware. General Delaware out there as well. And Delaware racing. Let's cut back to the monitor. With 6 minutes and 10 seconds left on the board.
Trying to figure out. Okay, I can read this from like all the way
Your monitors,
across
yeah.
the table. That shouldn't be right with like seeing things that clearly.
You've got good eyesight. 5 minutes to go. Was that one Pablo Montoya?
I thought it was 2. Oh,
Yeah.
I don't have words.
No, it's pretty much gone, isn't it, at the moment?
Yeah, and it looks like It looked like they were trying to decide whether they should do a driver change over the 69. They decided against it. They're taking
There's
it
the
apart.
48, yeah.
They're taking it apart.
Done for the day. They've got to get it out now for practice. As Juan Pablo out there as well. There's looking on. Everyone looking on. Megan?
It kind of looks like one of those cars from like a TV show that's trying to signify the future. And it's just like that bubble type car.
Oh, yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah,
Yeah.
what was it?
Don't
The
know.
BMW bubble.
Yeah.
That bubble. Yeah, I remember what you're on about now. Yeah.
So
Well,
that-
it's not the strangest car we've seen at Le Mans. We've seen a 3-wheeled car at Le Mans a couple of years ago. That looked like a T, just literally a normal T car at the front, and that was quite fun. The Nissan Q1, I think, it took the start. At Le Mans, took the start and then retired after a lap because it wasn't allowed to complete the whole distance because it didn't meet the rules. But it was the contingency class, which is currently the Association SRT 41 squad out there as well, who's running 28th overall in the 84 car as well, but they won't be counted towards the actual grid. So it's still circulating out there as well here at Le Mans. 4 minutes to go in this one and only qualifying for most of the field. The top 6 in each category will move through to the Hyperpole. Free practice 2 is later on tonight. You can watch that in highlights tomorrow afternoon before the Hyperpole segment as well. We will have Hyperpole live. Every practice session will be coming to you in a highlight format. Warm-up will be live because we don't have time to edit that before the thing. It's only half an hour, so it's a good, nice little thing. So warm-up's live. And then you can join us for the race on Saturday and Sunday as well. 3 o'clock to 3 o'clock British Summer Time as well. We'll have 12 hours live, 12 hours highlights, a nice half and half for you all. And it's not just 12 hours, then that's it for the day. No, they're spread out. So it's 2 hours live, 3 hours highlights, 2 hours, 3 hours, 2 hours, 3 hours, 2 hours, and then 3 hours, and then there you go. It was big dust kicked up down towards Tete Rouge. The last 4 hours, by the way, is live here on YouTube, so that makes it 12-12. And I think it's going to be fun. I'm enjoying a lot. Yeah. And the highlights will be airing half an hour into the live stream. So the organisation might be a bit all over the place, but it's so they can go back and have a quick look and just keep up with the race.
Yeah.
So, it's all good. It's all good. Lopez top of the moment then in the 7 Toyota Gazoo Racing from the lap time earlier on in the session on a 3:26.279. Not a bad time out there on the board. And everyone now watching on, just beginning to relax because for some of them, they're done for Hyperpole and everyone else is out there on the track. They've got one more flying lap in order to really try and get through. And I'll tell you what, one driver's on the cusp is the 23 United Autosports. Just 5,000 separate them at the moment in the United Autosports. Porteresta goes and stays P6 and doesn't improve on time. No, 7 seconds off in that last sector. It's PDR there, losing time.
That's quite bad. Maybe they're just a bit tired.
It's a risk as well, if you think about it, to leave them out there for so long.
It is quite a risk, though it's going to be an even bigger risk.
For later, yeah. I know you're going that
They
one.
need to get ready
Yeah.
for that kind of mental,
Arithmetics?
and struggle.
Struggle. I thought you were going to say struggle.
I couldn't find the right word.
Don't worry, I don't have the time. Last 2 minutes then of qualifying. We are back with free practice 2 in highlight form tomorrow afternoon. Before as well, we will cover the Hyperpole live, as this is a problem, and that is the lollipop down at the, you could pronounce it better than me,
The Glycan
the Glycanhouse team, and the lollipop got sucked up by the rear wing. And that was one of the Ferraris kicking up the dust at Tete Rouge we saw before. So the Glycanhutch car as well up there.
I love that little sponsor for KFC.
What?
There's a sponsor for KFC on
Point,
one
where?
of the cars.
Where?
On one of the cars.
Point. I can't see what are you on about?
No, it was on the front of the car.
Oh, right. Oh, right. I
And
see.
a pit lane thing.
Oh, I see. With the KFC. I
think it's this car, actually.
the Porsche is 26. The 26 Porsche. Yeah.
Yeah. I was just like, a place I've never actually been in where I've had KFC before.
You've had KFC. Do you know, I fancy KFC. I don't know. It's that thing, isn't it, of Le Mans? You want fast food.
Yeah.
More because we're off site, obviously, but you always feel like you're on site at Le Mans.
Yeah,
you
just like,
yeah,
I just need a quick meal.
yeah, you feel like you take part of it, so it's nice. Coming up at 7 o'clock, then here in the United Kingdom, we're coming up at 8 o'clock over there in France. Last 38 seconds. The drivers can complete the lap time they are on as well before the end of the session. And then they have to get out of the main pit lane area as well, some of them, because they've got the support series going out there on the track.
Yeah.
10 seconds coming up. Not bad as we come across the line. The 64 Corvette goes third on a 3:47.071. So Nick Tandy improves. The 79 car and the 63 cars in the pro category look to be out of it. Hyperpole's already been isolated as well for the hypercars. Only 5 cars there. They'll all go through. The checkered flag is now out. I like the look at that. The checkered flag is now out. The session has concluded here at Le Mans for qualifying. Jose Maria Lopez as well is out there for the Toyota Gazoo Racing. The Argentine will complete his lap time. And, I'll tell you what. Is that the what is that? It's the United Autosport team. Angry with the GR Racing, with the Gazoo.
It's angry much.
And I think that was Ben Barker as well. He had a go at as well. Tom Gaynor just informing me of the earphones there. So, 2 drivers, Megan, clearly not happy with each other about the way of certain situations out there on the track.
It's like the camera's on us now. We'll talk about this later.
Yeah,
later.
And they've got the masks on as well, so we can't see. Final lap times coming in there for qualifying. For those that are trying to get into Hyperpole, is that Laurie Duval in the real-time racing completing his lap time? The 70? Yeah, so he's abandoned that one. Down a couple of tenths. Lopez, I don't think needs to improve. He was already through, so Lopez out there for a glory run in the cooler track conditions. 3:28.877, 2 seconds off. He's taking the checkered flag now as well. Everybody else now taking the checkered flag. And we've got an improvement. The 36 Alpine moves up into second place in the hypercar category. And actually, the 3:27.095 is 8 tenths off the pace of Lopez. Great time there from the hypercars.
That's good.
So the 8 Toyota with Nakajima at the wheel, Buemi and Hartley are down a couple of positions.
Hartley.
Yeah.
What a surprise.
Away we go then, towards the line. Everybody else now confirmed into their hyperpole positions. Some of them are done. And Davidson, very happy as well over there. Down at, with the Jota squad. They've got through top of the session as well. Looking very good for going with tomorrow's hyperpole. Of course, they've all got practice later on as well. That's the thing. They've got another, I think, 2 hours of practice to do. And then they get the night off. And then tomorrow afternoon, they go through for it. But tonight, it gets dark. And it's the first dark session. And I love when it gets dark at Le Mans. It's such a special atmosphere. That's why we're covering some of the night session live at Le Mans as well. We call it the graveyard shift. And it's funny because we're actually just opposite a graveyard.
Yeah, that is... funny and slightly creepy.
Yeah, but we call it the graveyard shift. It's absolutely fantastic. And to keep you going, it's historic that the commentators commentating Le Mans, to keep them going throughout the race in the 24-hour night shift, you have jelly babies. The sugar keep you going, and some chocolates. Well, there'll be a table here on Saturday just alongside me, and it'll have loads of stuff on it with tea, coffee, a hot food, pot noodles that I can just pour water into and eat, and I'll have Chinese brought into me as well in the box as well during the highlights though, so we can edit that out as well. But yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. So, fist bumps all round, job done pretty much. In the sessions. Let's go forward then and tell you the cars going through into Hyperpole for the Hypercars as well out there. It is all of them, so the 7 Toyota, the 8 Alpine, the 8 Toyota, and the 708 and the 709 for the Gleichenhaus Racing. Is that right? Gleichenhaus, yeah? I said it right?
I think it's the closest you're going to get to.
Gleichenhaus, yeah.
You get
It's the closest, yeah. Gleichenhaus. In the LMP2s, it's the 38 Jolter, the 26G Drive, the 41 Team WRT, the 65 Panis Racing out there as well, the 32 United Autosports, and the 23 United Autosports going through to Hyperpole. In the GTE Pro category as well, it is the 52 AF Corsa, the 51 AF Corsa, the 92 Porsche, the 64 Corvette, the 72 Hub Auto Racing, which is also a Porsche, the 91 Porsche, the 79, and that's it as well, going through into the Pro category. In the AM category for GTE, We see the 88 Dempsey Proton Racing topping the board once again, so Patrick's happy with that one. The 86 GR Racing, the 47 El Salar Racing out there as well, the 71 Inception Racing, the Team Project 156 and the 95 TF Sport go through into the hypercar. Topping this session across all classes, as you can see alongside the monitor. In hypercar, it's the number 7 Toyota Gazoo Racing. In the LMP2, it is the Jolter as well out there, the number 38 squad. In the GTE Pro category, it is the 52 AF Corsa. In the GC Am, it's the 88 Dempsey Proton Racing. And the contingency class that doesn't take the grid, but it's allowed to take the sessions as well as a development car. It is the 84 out there for the Association SRT 41 as well. Not a bad session there, Megan. Alongside me now in the comms box as we come back up to the main run. What's your opinion from the first session we've seen here today then, Megs?
I think it was good. Yeah.
Anything else to say about it? Just good. Very dramatic. We didn't expect to see that many cars out. There was always something to go on about.
Which was quite impressive. And it's the fact that we managed to have a full course yellow.
Yeah, that stopped a couple of them. And the two more slow zones really affected things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did. Especially that last one.
Yes, and because it was in the first sector, it stopped everybody finishing and starting their fastest time. So that's something to look into for Hyperpole tomorrow. Okay, here's our coverage details then. Going into the remainder of the weekend. Free practice 2, that's coming up later on tonight. That'll be live on Eurosport and wherever you're watching the FA app. Every practice session will be brought to you in highlight form, similar to what we do with the IndyCar. So that'll be on tomorrow afternoon. And then we will be live for the Hypercar as well. So join us for that one. For the Hyperpole segment as well for qualifying. My thanks to all 1,371 of you for joining us as well. We will see you tomorrow as well from Le Mans, though it's been very dramatic. It's goodbye for now.